Welcome to Wrestling is Hard, where every side is the dark side of the ring. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard4wrestling. Email questions and complaints at wrestlinghard@gmail.com. I'm Jim. Brandon, how are you?
I'm good, Jim. Just wrapped up work about 10 minutes ago. I did good at my job, so I feel happy and satisfied. I was just telling you before we got on. Met up with my dad, finally exchanged Christmas gifts because of COVID, and so he ordered me a camo duffel bag full of Amazon brand, what I would call like doomsday prepper / tactical equipment. So I'm going to start work. Yeah, a lot of like camo pants with Velcro straps all over them and metal clips. So I'm either going to start incorporating that into my wardrobe or my girlfriend has like a 14-year-old cousin that's like going through this alt-right phase, and I kind of just want to dump the whole duffel bag over to him and really ignite him. So
you get him all fired up. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much. It's the best gift I ever got." He gets locked up in all of it, trying to storm the state capitol.
It very much looks like what someone you would get in the trunk of someone that was at the January 6th Capitol riot. So
Jericho's wife standing next to him. Oh, he's in jail. He gives you a phone call. He's like, "Thank you so much. You helped me out so much. I got to meet Jericho's wife at the Capitol. It was amazing." Chris, thoughts? How are you?
Well, I'm well, and I wasn't sure if I was going to tell the story on the podcast, but I will because we already went alt-right. So,
oh God, here we go.
Okay. So, this weekend, and look, I'm very happy that this happened. I had a good time, but somebody I know I haven't seen in a long time showed up at my work, and I'm not going to put his name out there, but this person was exactly the same person that he was when I lived with him. Except now he was telling me how he was going down to the Capitol, and on January 6th, he had plans to go down to the Capitol. And he was explaining how his plan of him and his buddies were going to spread out. At this point,
this is new or last year?
No, this was last year. This was Capitol last year. And at this point is like where, I know Jim will know this. I don't know if Brandon will know this, but in the episode of Star Trek where the thing attaches itself to Spock's back, and then they have to expose Spock to UV light, and then Bones thinks he blinded Spock, but here Spock's, conveniently had an inner eyelid written into the episode. Yes. Okay. My inner ear hole cover.
Closed? Little ear within an ear?
Closed, and I just couldn't. Meanwhile, when this guy's telling me the story, I'll tell you after we're done recording who it was. When the guy was telling me the story, my hand, not only did the inside of my brain close my ears off so I couldn't hear it, but my face was buried into my hand, and I was shaking my head no visibly in front of him, like, why? What? No, just stop. I don't know, because this guy is awesome. He's always been really good to me, and he's always been leaning towards being pitched off the deep end. So I can't complain about. I mean, it's not like it was a surprise when I heard it. I was like, nah, it makes perfect fucking sense. But at the same time, you're still disappointed when you hear that kind of fucking shit. So just kind of separated myself from the conversation to what naturally changed to something else.
Chris, you got a Ric Flair sweatshirt on. Let's see what's going on there. Is it a Car Shield one?
No, it's not a Car Shield one. I wish it was. I didn't even think about it being a Car Shield. So I ordered this, and I forgot I ordered it. And I ordered it like, God, I forget when I ordered it, but it was a while ago. It's a Roots of Fight.
Oh, right. Okay.
Flair sweatshirt. And my wife actually has a Roots of Fight Ric Flair t-shirt.
That stuff's pricey.
Not cheap. I got a couple things from them.
You got to really love the turkey minute.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. Hold on. I have to.
At one point,
we were talking about this before, and I was like, now that we're on a visual medium, I can turn around and show you. So I'm gonna do this. I don't know if you're gonna have to give me some direction as to whether
this should be fun. Right?
Yeah, you ready? I'm gonna get up.
Sorry for listeners. If you're listening, you're gonna have to go on YouTube. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, check us out on YouTube. Yeah.
My ankle's all screwed up, so I'm like stumbling.
He turned his pants. He took his pants down.
Here, I'll sit.
There you go. Straddle it.
All right, put your hood up. I can't see it.
Oh shit. There we go.
We're talking to the diamond ring wearing man and I'm having a heart attack. What? What does it all say? It is busy as shit. What does it say?
Yeah, that's why I ordered it. I was like, holy shit, look at this thing. Yeah, this is so annoying. It says you're talking to the diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, touch my dick in on a plane, jet flying, limousine riding, son of a gun. And then it says on the bottom, it says, and I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down. Remember with his shoes? And he had the shoes.
Oh, right.
Alligator shoes. I had a hard time keeping these alligators.
That's him dying.
Incredible.
Yes. Falling from the ceiling.
Also, the gonk droid has been removed from my basement.
Yes, congratulations. No more gonk, gonk, gonk. New microphone.
I was going to say
we
this
all have
one.
matching microphones. Good.
I wake up one morning, doing my thing, and I decide I'll play a little Switch. So I turn on my Nintendo Switch, and I'm playing Mario Kart. And a couple months ago, I was playing a game, and like most controllers, the Nintendo Switch controller has two D sticks, control sticks. The camera, I was playing Breath of the Wild, and the camera was spinning, so the controller was drifting. Now, mind you, I'm heavy-handed, and I've had this thing for like 5 years. So, I'm not mad that I got to get a new controller.
I think it's common with the Switch that it starts drifting.
Right. So it started drifting on the right side. So I went out, and the cool thing about the Switch is that when the Joy-Cons go, you can just buy the one that went. You don't have to go out and buy two of them. They'll sell just a right or a left, which is actually really cool because most things will just sell you a whole new controller. So I went over to Target to buy a new Joy-Con, and they didn't have them. So I went to another Target by my gym, and they didn't have them either, but they had controllers. So I ended up buying a controller. I bring the controller home. I turn it on, and I'm playing Mario Kart again, and the fucking cart is drifting the same direction. I'm like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden it dawns on me. Mario Kart has a option where you can tilt the wheel to drive, and it turns these things on randomly on you. Like some races you'll have it on, and other races you won't. It's very odd. Like I shouldn't say races, games. So you turn on a Grand Prix, it's 4 races. You'll have it on sometimes, other times it won't be. It's really strange why it does this. I guess it might be a bug with that game, which is rare for Nintendo. But I was like, wait a minute. And I'm kind of sitting. I noticed my left hand's lower than my right, and that's why. So I ended up buying, like a $50 controller that I didn't fucking need. And when you miss
it back,
well, no, I kept it because sometimes we have all my niece and my nephews and all those guys come over and they play it. We all play it. So it just gave us another controller, which was like fine. I mean, I got it. I was like, screw it, keep it because you'll end up using it. But at the same time, it's like, did I really want to drop $54 on a controller when you just missed 10 days of work because COVID? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh, shit. You
should have. Well, when you get the WWE game and we come over, we'll all play it on your Switch.
Exactly. And but there was podcast mics underneath all the shit. So I was like,
I was wondering how this worked.
Yeah. I looked down and I saw the exact podcast mic that you guys had, and I was like, all right, I'm buying it. And I grabbed that.
It's a good one. The Yeti. It's a good one. All right, do you want to talk about wrestling?
I was going to say,
go ahead. You got a story? Tell a story.
Not really, but I wanted to switch so bad last year. I was like, had become obsessed with this idea that I'm going to start laying on the couch handheld gaming. And after like mulling it over for months, my girlfriend surprised me one day. I think I was sick or something. She came home with the Switch box. It's like the biggest present she ever got me. I probably played it for like 7 hours, and it just sits on the shelf collecting dust. We try to get it out every once in a while for like when another couple comes over or something, and something is always dead. We have Mario Party, and you need like 4 Joy-Cons. Everything has to be charged, and it's every single time I get it out, it's like we play for 20 minutes and something dies and we have to stop. And I don't know if you experience this, Chris, but it's just like a pain. All this like the Joy-Con shit kind of drives me nuts. It's like a pain in the ass trying to get everything connected. There's like 18 different pieces. I got a box of parts.
Chris?
No, I never had, but I don't really play with other people too often. The Joy-Cons are always on the handheld. I rarely use it as a handheld. There's very few games that I don't have a hard time seeing, or like I tried to play Breath of the Wild on the handheld. It's kind of claustrophobic, for lack of a better way of putting it. It's just kind of like it's such a big game and an open game that when you play it on a tiny screen, it just doesn't work. But no, I've never had any problems. But like I said, I'm the only one that plays it
with the Joy-Con on the big screen.
Yeah, I play with the Joy-Con snap. I have the one that had the controller handle that the Joy-Cons slide into and snap into and create a controller. So they go, and just like they go on either side of your handheld, they go on either side of this controller, and it then becomes a regular Nintendo controller, which is it's shaped like a regular, like a PS or Xbox controller. It's got the same layout.
Gotcha.
But
sorry, I'm just
no.
You guys, like, this isn't a podcast. Just
every once in a while, how much wrestling is there to talk about? Every once in a while, I'll leave those Joy-Cons on the handle, and then I'll come downstairs like, yeah, gonna play this game, and I'll turn it on, and one of them will be going dead. So you got to remember every night to plug them back in. That's why I was glad to buy the controller. Once I actually paid for it, I was like, fuck it, I got it. I can leave the Joy-Cons played in and use this thing all the time. The only issue is all their controllers are sold through a third party. They don't make them. The only thing they make are the Joy-Cons, and that's it.
Gotcha. It just basically, my point is every single thing with the Switch, it's like if you don't constantly have it plugged in, or then when it's not plugged in, actually take the time to power it off, it dies in 25 minutes. So it's just like a more maintenance than I can handle.
And, it's not something that you're going to play Skyrim on. It's
for
just $50.
Like
and the other thing is with Nintendo is none of the games get cheap because they own the rights to all of them. So unless you buy the carts, which you can't find cheap, even if you go on eBay. I went on eBay when somebody had told me you got to get Breath of the Wild. I said it's kind of expensive. It's been out for like a year and a half, and I went on eBay, and even the eBay cartridges were the same price as what it was on online. And I don't go into video game stores, so I ain't fucking buying it there. And
no GameStop? You're not going to GameStop?
Once in a while, they're good for collectibles.
Would you like our insurance on your device?
Would you like to be a GameStop a member? It only costs you $15 for the year. Like
the only thing I will say that's nice about that the price doesn't drop is that I've bought games on eBay, played them, finished them for the Switch, sold them back on eBay.
Yeah,
and it was a net zero. So
net zero. Yeah.
Anyway,
very nice. I don't have one. I tried to buy one. Some guy offered it to me, and I said, "Cool, bring it in next time I see you." I haven't seen it, and I kind of don't want it anymore anyway.
Maybe we can work something out. I don't think Sydney's listening. I got one collecting dust down here.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say that's game. There's one game you want to play. You can always borrow mine, play it, and bring it back.
Right. Peacemaker. Did you check it out, Brandon?
Starring
John Cena.
You guys watch it?
Oh yeah, I'm completely caught up.
I don't want to go first. Someone else go first on this one because this isn't my world. The Sewer Slide Squad.
Not mine either. But Chris, go ahead.
So I fully intended on. I don't know how many episodes are out now. Four,
I believe.
Yeah. So I was intending on watching it last night, and as usual in my house, the Sandman comes creeping in the window and hits us with a kendo stick, and we fall asleep. So we didn't have an opportunity to watch last night. So I forget what we ended up watching, but I think it's good. I can't make I'm really enjoying it, I should say. I can't make an overall view because I've only watched 3 episodes of it. The only thing that kind of, for lack of a better way of putting it, worries me about the show is that a lot of the humor that I'm finding in it is solely related to the fact that John Cena's doing shit that you never think John Cena would ever fucking do. And that's where you kind of you laugh your ass off. But I'm on you know how you get to like, you watch something and it kind of is almost ready to bust through a fucking wall into another realm of awesome, but it doesn't quite do it. Like, it's almost like there's a line where it goes from being good to awesome, and they kind of get to that line. Like, this is a show where they push it, but it doesn't feel like they pushed it. They're pushing it far enough. Like I said, I've only watched 3 episodes. That could all change. You know what I mean? But I fully intend on watching the rest of it. I really enjoy it. I think that the interaction between all the characters are great, and yeah, and the fact that fucking what's his name's in it, who's one of the stupidest characters in comic book history, Vigilante, and how he behaves.
Vigilante's great.
Yeah, I mean, and he's like one of the best characters in the show. So I'm definitely not saying I'm not enjoying it. I think it's fucking great. I hope it actually, like, I wanted to go into Always Sunny in Philadelphia land of comic book superhero stories. I just wanted to go completely fucking nuts.
Brandon, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll start by saying I'll start with the bad. It just isn't for me. I don't watch comic book stuff. I've never seen any of the Marvel stuff intentionally, none of the DC stuff. I don't know anything about Suicide Squad. I don't particularly enjoy it. The humor in this, the intended humor, doesn't really land with me very often. However, I will say Cena is great, and as a kid, I did not like John Cena. He represented to me like why when I stopped watching WWE because the Attitude Era ended, and I was like, I'm 12 years old, and I'm like, this isn't the show that I liked. He's now really grown on me as an adult, and like Chris said, it is hilarious watching him do a lot of this stuff. I think it's a good show. HBO doesn't really miss. The 4th episode, Chris, if you didn't watch it yet, things pick up a lot, and the first 3, which I didn't realize they did this. They put them all out at once, and I think that was needed because had I watched the first one and the second one, I don't think I would have went back for a third. But just crushing through the first 2 hours in one bite, I think that's kind of what you have to do to get through it because it's just a lot of like they're setting up the characters, dialogue, stuff like that. The 4th one is when it really picks up. I definitely continue watching it. It got me on the 4th one. Caveated by that, like, I don't really fucking know much about what's going on with the Suicide Squad shit. I don't know what's made up, but like what's new to this. If this is like part of, I think it's some of it is this Waller character is part of like the original story, but
yeah, they're black. Well, so the basic premise is that they're a black ops, put together a team put together by this Amanda Waller person to do things that other people can't, and they're completely disposable because they're criminals. So that's your basic premise.
Right.
And they explain in the first couple of minutes in the first episode, they give you a flash to the Suicide Squad film where Cena dies, basically. Spoiler alert. Cena dies and then he's brought back. I have no idea if he has powers. They say he can kill people with like any weapon, but he hasn't shown his ability to do that. He's pretty much getting the living shit kicked out of him a lot in this show. I don't know. I found it a lot of fun. I think it's fun. And it's definitely something you can watch with like significant other. It's dork shit you can watch with a significant other and not be embarrassed by it. Final thoughts on Peacemaker? Yeah. We will continue to watch, correct?
Oh, 100%. I love it.
Yeah. Let's
very
see
happy
it through.
with it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yes. Yeah. Episode 4, I think it airs Thursday night, something like that.
The next one is the 27th. So yeah, it's Thursday nights. I think episode 4, Chris, you really like that and like have a different feel for it because it finally started moving some stuff along there. But
yeah, it's like the first 3 episodes are kind of like the first story arc to get your feet wet, and then it's starting to move into more shit happening. Kind of.
He's the Guardians of the Galaxy guy is making this, right? James Gunn.
James Gunn, yeah.
Which I've never seen any of his stuff. I don't know. Did you guys watch those movies? Are you fans of those?
Yeah,
that's Batista.
Fine.
Yeah, they're entertaining enough.
They're fine.
I mean,
all this shit, it's fine.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I thought it was fucking fantastic. I loved it.
It's fun.
And then I saw the second one, and I loved it. And then I started realizing, wow, all these Marvel movies are exactly the same, and it's really all about people that are supposed to be friends treating each other like shit.
That's what they do. Yeah.
And that's because that's what fucking friends do to one another. Just fucking.
Well, they are I mean, it's part of them being egomaniacs too, because to be a superhero, I think you have to be an egomaniac.
Yeah, that's true. So but it's kind of repetitive at this point. I haven't watched a superhero movie in quite a while.
The last one I watched was The Suicide Squad because
That was the last
It
one
was
I
on.
watched too.
it was on.
Because
That's
it was
why I watched
available.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was I watched Blade Runner, then I watched Blade Runner 2049, and then that got recommended to me. So I put it on. All right. How about a show that was that popped up on New Japan World? New Japan Pro Wrestling, Lions Roar. Brandon, did you check it out?
I did, yeah. I'm glad you tipped me off to this because I totally would have missed it. It's kind of hiding on that site. The
Everything's
show,
hiding on that site.
fair point. Yeah, I thought this show was legitimately charming. I think it plays a lot better. This concept plays a lot better with New Japan than it did with like a WWE Tough Enough or something like that. This behind the scenes guys trying to become pros. I think it's like the perfect level of behind the curtain that I wish there was more of on New Japan World. Maybe there is. I just wouldn't know where to go look for it. But Fale is the man. I think I really enjoyed watching him throughout this. What he's doing with these guys. Also, I think New Japan. I think we talked about how they broke even during the pandemic. I think that they have enough money that poor Fale doesn't be haggling at the fruit market for oranges, trying to feed these poor fucking guys. Like all living
The fruit
together.
market where the fruit market that Onita blows up every couple of months.
Yeah.
So real quick for premise, if you're not watching at home, it's on New Japan World. It does take a little looking for. I think it's in original content or English content. It's in. So they are following Badlak Fale's dojo in New Zealand. There's a couple guys that join, and we're seeing their journey, and we talked to Fale and the different trainers. Chris, thoughts?
No, I thought this was really good. First of all, my favorite thing, episodes, half hour. That I fucking love. I love me like a 28-minute television show. It's perfect.
I think it's less than that. I think it's like 22 or something.
22 or something. Yeah. It's just, you don't have to, I find myself in most of these television shows just kind of getting drug out by the middle. And then you're like, oh God, when is this episode over? So when they're that 20 to 30-minute range, it's perfect. To what Brandon said, it doesn't have that forced, we're going to make you love this guy, make you hate this guy, reality television show that's anything but reality type bullshit like they do with Tough Enough and all the other shit, all these other like, quote unquote, almost like game show reality shows that you see on TV. So, and you can actually like, Fale is fucking rules.
Yeah, he seems like such a sweetheart.
So every time both times I've ever put one of my Bad Luck Fale shirts on and like taken a picture and tagged him in it, he always likes it.
Yeah.
Really? So, what can you say? I mean, the dude fucking rules, and he's great in the ring, just doing his big man, acting like a just big monster shit. He's not a worker, I think we were in one time we may have been waiting, Jim. We may have been waiting in line at 2300 to go to the original War of the Worlds that we went to. First time we saw New Japan. And somebody had made a comment about a wrestler. And, well, if you think he's the worst wrestler, you've yet to see the work of Bad Luck Fale.
That sounds like something someone's telling.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Bad Luck Fale's in the ring and you're outside waiting with the ticket that you paid for to see him. He wasn't even there, but it's
just a spectacle.
He's a fucking giant rugby player from New Zealand that just goes in there and kicks ass and acts like a jackass. He's great.
I like when they were doing
the cat up.
Yeah, I like when they were doing the positioning drills, and he's just like, "I'm going to throw you," and they just starts wrestling with these guys for real. A couple of guys stand up to him, but some of those dudes, as soon as they was walking up to him, you're like, "That dude's doomed." Just like this little guy gets tossed across the room.
Oh yeah, it was, if he got the underhook, if he didn't shut down the underhook, he was going to chuck you, and he did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "Okay, that's good. Quit fucking up." I like there's such like, I don't know, something really cool about it. It's just these like Brandon said, it's like a behind the scenes look where it's like genuine, but at the same time, it's kind of like they kind of pretend like it's a real sport still. You know what I mean? Like they don't say like, "Oh, we're pretend fighting." They never mention that.
No,
like they kind of keep like that mystique of the, they never mention that they do mention that like you're training because you want to be strong enough and tough enough so you can protect your opponent and protect the people you're in the ring with. They do mention that once, but besides that, they don't really mention anything like that. Like, it's very
Well,
cool.
It's one of the
Yeah.
amazing things about professional wrestling that people don't get, and it's this. Most people who don't watch wrestling can't understand that this does not. It's almost like you have sports. Well, all right. So yeah, we'll use the term because I want to go there anyway. You have sports, right? So you have football, baseball, basketball, hockey, all that stuff. You have movies and television shows, and then you have what McMahon calls sports entertainment, which is this weird third thing that doesn't fit in either of those categories, right? Because it is entertainment, but these guys really are putting their fucking asses on the line and almost killing themselves. And when you hear Fale say, this is 5 days a week, 6 days a week, like he gives the numbers of how many days you got to work, and you have to turn it on every single night. You can't have an off night when you're working. You can't take it easy one night. And then you have sports where it's like the guys go out and they give it their all, and whoever wins, wins. We don't really know what's going to happen. It's not predetermined, right? And then you have pro wrestling where it's like, yeah, I mean, this is like this strange, it's almost like they want to be able to force it into one or two categories, and it's neither. It's its own thing. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that when you look at it as an outsider, I mean, let's be realistic. It's fucking silly.
Right.
It's not something you look at and you just go, oh, wow. You look at it, you go, what the fuck are these guys doing?
Right.
Most people, there are very few people out there. There are very few people out there who turn on professional wrestling at 35 years old and they go, oh, wow. Yeah, I never watched this before. I'm going to become a fan of this. Just about everybody you know that's a huge wrestling fan has been watching since they were a little kid. Right. I mean, that's just it's part of your life. So you have this thing that doesn't fit in any character and category, and you understand it because it's always been part of your life. But other people just don't get it. And you see when they're doing the squat drill and he's making them all, you start to see the reason on why they make them do the things that they're doing. Like, you have to do these squats at the same rate, because if you're working fast and your opponent's working slow, it's going to look like shit.
Or somebody's going to get hurt.
Or somebody's going to get hurt. And you have to fucking key in on what the guy across from you is doing and not have to be told and be able to just pull it off.
Yeah, when they're doing the drill up on the hill, One Tree Hill, and they, the one guy, that's what it's called.
Yeah,
One Tree Hill.
I know.
And the one guy like tells everybody to go another way, and Fale's just like, "What are you doing? If I tell you to go right, if everybody's supposed to go right, and you go left, you can keep going left, and you can go all the way home." So he said, "Keep going left the rest of your life." He's got a good point. Everybody's got to be on the same page. And at first, you're kind of like, "Oh, this sucks. This looks like it sucks. This is awful." But then you get it. You're like, they all got to be on the same page. They all have the same shit. Everybody's got to be on the same mindset. Very cool. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, like that's to what Chris was referring to, that squat segment where he's like, I know you could get the hang of this and you want to speed up, but you can't let your ability to do this or your emotions affect your pace, because then you're going to knock the timing of the other person off. It's like just this grueling training exercise of like, this needs to be the exact same time speed every time you do it, so that the person that you're working with can anticipate that. It's like, okay, that makes sense. One of my favorite parts was that I think it was almost right after that, maybe, and then they cut to Fale in the ring with Nagata, and he's like, well, they pump in one of the commentators saying like, this must mean a lot for Fale. Nagata played a huge role when he was in the dojo, and it's like, oh, you know, kind of zooms out and just teases into this grand history of the dojo, where it's like you want to watch 10 hours of content just off of that. I don't know enough about the history of it, and I hope that they dive more into what's going on behind the scenes there, or what has gone on in the history there, because I think that makes it a lot cooler. It's just stuff that you're not aware of and you miss just flipping on Wrestle Kingdom or something. But
right, or just the intensity of the training. It's something that's, know that the training in the WWE is supposed to be top notch. Just technically, it's supposed to be top notch because of all the equipment they have. But this is like OG style, and they've been doing it this way for 30 years, 40 years. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. 50. Its 50th anniversary is coming up. It's Crazy. And they produce some of the best professional wrestlers on the planet. So very cool. Any final thoughts, Chris? On
back to what you were about.
Good.
Sorry. Excuse me. Back to what you said, though. I mean, like, you think of all the guys that came out of the AWA back in the day, and they were awesome. And although pretty much every big name in WWF in the 80s came out of the AWA at some point, and they did the exact same shit. So obviously it works.
All the Canadians in the late 80s and early 90s, all the same training.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about how many episodes they're putting out or how long that's going
I don't know off the top of my head. No. I'll let you be the Google man. You can look it up.
I'm pretty sure Ric Flair is going to fall from the top of that tower at One Tree Hill, and that's the finale.
What if Ric Flair shows up and he's like, "Woo, I'm ready, brother. I'm here. Yes, I hear to get some car shield training on. Who wants to do a bump for a commercial?"
Where his face looks like
corpse-like.
So serious. Yeah. All right, let's get off him.
Stardom's got a Nagoya show. It's happening tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. Real quick, I'm going to go through some stuff just to keep everybody up to date what's going on. Here's the card. Here's the stuff that you should pay attention to. Siri had 2 titles. She had the SWA title, and she's got the red belt. She's given up. She's vacated the red belt or the SWA title to focus on the red belt. The SWA title was initially created so people can travel the world and represent Stardom. We got Mina Shirakawa versus Thekla. Thekla is the new Austrian, not Austrian, like fucking Jim Carrey in the Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, so that's your match. You get the Mina Shirakawa, the boob lady, versus Thekla, and of course their entire feud is boobs. Questions, thoughts?
Sure, but I was trying to think of what he said. But a little shrimp on the barbie.
Yes, lovely accent. New Jersey, Austria. Good eye, mate. What else we got that's going on?
Still works.
Goddess of Stardom Championship tag match. Fukuoka tag team of Hazuki and Koguma versus Mike and Himika. We got some a little tension inside of Donna Del Monde, Julia's faction. We might get a split off. There's a lot of people on that faction. Pretty much none of this is going to matter because no one's losing. Kamitani is their first defense against Unagi Sayaka. She's not losing that. But an interesting match. There's a 3-way match for the number 1 contender to battle Syuri. You got Maya Iwatani versus good old Tommy Knox, Tom Nakano versus Julia. It's a 3-way match. And 2 pinfalls count. So the first person to get a pinfall gets a title shot on the 26th. That person leaves the ring. There's 2 people left. The second person to get a pinfall gets a title shot the very next day on the 27th. Interesting. Weird rule, but whatever. We'll check it out. Any questions, Brandon?
That is interesting. I haven't seen that set up before. I guess you're incentivized to stay in there to get the more battered down version of the Champion.
Get that second defense.
You vet that content for us. Tell us.
You better believe I will. I will watch it for you, and this way you don't have to watch it all. Chris, questions?
No, I think you covered it.
Okay, I was going to talk about NJPW, but we'll wait till we get to the actual finals of the tag tournament. But so this company, I think I talked about it last week, Prestige, has officially announced that Maki Ito is going to be at their shows in Portland, Oregon over Memorial Day weekend. Now, I was contemplating going. I could combine it like I did before. I went to a show, and the first time I went to LA, I went to a really bad rock and roll show, but it was just so I could go to LA, and I had an excuse to go. So I bought the tickets to the rock and roll show. It sucked. Should have saw John Lovitz at the Laugh House instead of going to that show. The show sucked, but I had a good time in LA. I spent a whole time. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll get the tickets. We'll go to the wrestling show. We'll have a good time, but we'll be in Portland for 5 days. We get to go to Pacific Northwest. We've never been. We always wanted to go. My wife will want to go. It'll be a good time. Flights are fucking ridiculous right now, and they're going up. And I didn't realize it when I was looking at the flights that it was Memorial Day, and that's one of the reasons why. The flights actually went up $50 since I last looked. So they're just going up. So the answer to any question whether or not I was actually going to go to Portland, Oregon, and go just for Maki Ito, the answer is no. Disappointment,
Damn.
Brandon?
I am disappointed. That would have been good content for the pod.
Would have been. Yeah,
Tell me
can't go.
about those screams.
Yeah, in person. I've seen her before live. She screams a lot. Her match was only 10 minutes last time I saw her, though. Go ahead. Chris, question?
Yeah, we could have gotten pictures of you sitting in a tree with like no shoes on, the dirt on the bottom of your feet.
What is that? What Portland people in Portland
dirty
do?
the hippies in Portland do? Sit, walk around barefoot, get dirt in your on your foot pads.
Yeah, toe shoes.
Toe
Big
shoes.
rock climbing
Toe
class.
sneakers.
Toe shoes.
Toe shoes.
Yeah. So no Portland, Oregon. Sad to say.
Boo.
Yeah, it stinks. Real quick, it came out today. I thought this was interesting, especially for us because a lot of these names we talked about before. We talked a few weeks ago, actually, last couple of months ago, actually, for Shoe Pro's most like top wrestlers in Japan. We went through the list, and there's an interesting list for their most popular. And mind you, this is a poll for their readers. Number one overall. I'm going to do the top 10. If you have any questions about anybody in particular, I got the top 50 in front of me. Number one is Hiroshi Tanahashi. No surprise there. Number two, Tetsuya Naito.
Is this all male?
No, it's mixed.
Okay.
And here's where this is where it starts to get wild. Number three, Yuki Arai of TJPW. Brandon, Chris, we watched that match last week where she faced Yuka Sakazaki. Number four, Tom Nakano. So out of the top 10, I believe 5 are women, which is huge.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Kazuchika Okada. Okada is underneath Arai and Nakano for most popular. I'm really surprised by that. 6 is Kenji Muto. I don't know why. He's fucking 100 years old. He can't fucking move. 7 is Starlight Kid. We got Shingo Takagi following it up. Unagi Sayaka, and then the lady Mina Shirakawa is number 10. She once wrote me a note. I ordered one of her magazines, and she wrote me a note that she loved me. I was ready to move over to and go live in a dumpster outside of her apartment. Any questions? Anybody you think should be in there?
Where's that note at now? You frame that?
Oh, I got it somewhere. It's in a box of
Nightstand?
collectibles. No, I got it in a box of collectibles.
Every once in a while when Jimmy's having insomnia, he just opens up his nightstand, reads it over one more time. God.
Read it. There we go.
Pulls his
My
eye
purpose
mask
for
back down,
living
goes
still
right to sleep.
exists.
Jim's becoming the guy. Jim's becoming the guy that thinks the stripper really likes him.
Yes, that's it. I will never become the fat creepy guy in the front row of a TJPW show though. Because I will not cover my bone. I would just have the bone out.
With the satchel covering your bone, sitting on an angle.
Bone satchel.
Not applauding. Big fan. No, not happy at all.
No blood. Not excited.
Just sitting there, and then there. And I
Jim
think the
did
one we
see-
watched, there was like a Stephen Hawking guy in the front row. Like,
Oh Jesus. Well, I'm sorry. What was he doing?
he was doing this, right? Because they were always on an angle. I don't know if you
Yeah,
noticed.
they're always sitting on it. They got to cover the bone.
I'm doing all this work on the one part of my body you can't see. I'm like crossing my legs so they're perfect.
Yeah, it's underneath the table. Doesn't matter. People listening can't see it either. There it is. Looks just like it. Watch us on YouTube if you want to see visuals.
Jimmy's feeding quarters into the machine at Staples, trying to get it laminated so he can keep it between his pillowcase and his pillow.
You better believe it.
Where was Yuka Sakazaki at? I was surprised. I
She
thought
is not on the top 50, I don't think.
really.
Give me a second. There's a lot of women in the top. Sakazaki is not in the top 50.
See, I watched
Surprising,
that
right?
match and I was like, I find her more compelling than Yuki Arai, and Yuki Arai is top 5, and Sakazaki's not even on the list. I
Right.
must be missing something, or
The
they
tag
must be
partner
missing something.
Mizuki is 47th out of top 50. Mio Yamashita, the champ, is 45th. Next TJPW worker is now Kaltaka, who is like mid card. She's 32nd. It's an interesting list.
Wow.
Like Julia, who was really big. Suri, who's their champ, who had some of the best matches of the year, 16th. It's interesting.
Still big number. 16
Yeah, it
is
is.
pretty low.
Yeah. Mayo Iwatani, 12th. It's a cool little list. I don't know. Interesting. We'll
Yeah,
see.
that's
It's fun
useful
to-
for me because I have no idea what the context is of popularity over there when I'm watching. I shouldn't even say
Right.
useful, but interesting.
You may find this surprising. Evil is not on this list at all.
Was Dick to go?
Dick to go is not on this list. Minoru Suzuki, 22nd. El Desperado is 11th. Hiromu Takahashi is 13th, right behind him. There you go. Shall we move on? Let's talk about AEW. Let's do this. Oh, my laptop's clicking on stuff. Yeah, I've fucking been using a laptop forever. I still don't know how to use it. All right, AEW Dynamite. Let's check it out, man. John Moxley comes back. Does a nice little promo. Some fucking asshole says something stupid, gets thrown out of the arena. John Moxley tells him to go fuck himself. One cool thing about this, just before I put it over to you, Brendan, was how the crowd got really quiet and let him talk. I thought that was really cool. Like they got silent. The whole stadium got silent. There might have only been 1,000 people there, but they got silent. Brandon, thoughts on the John Moxley return promo?
Yeah, what did that guy? Somebody yelled out like, "Get out of the ring, you drunk," or something.
Something stupid.
So he's
Pay-
got to
how
be
much you
one
pay?
like ultimate loser.
Yeah.
He was gonna pop his boys, and he ended up getting thrown out. Was probably like, "Oh,
Do nothing
no,
wrong.
Oh.
So you're too sensitive. Cancel
no.
culture.
Cancel culture, snowflakes, and the flakes of the snow because they melt real easily. Can't hold up, and cancel culture." And then got thrown out. Was probably like, outside.
Let's go,
for-
Brandon.
Yeah, he's probably outside for like fucking yelling at all the people because I never saw that shit happen in all the years I did the door places.
He had to go
Brandon,
sit
go.
in his Honda Accord and watch it on his phone, wait for his friends to get done.
I'm going to the bar. Little as you know, there's
You got the
nothing around
keys?
arena.
Who's got the keys to the car? I'm gonna. His buddies are probably like, "Yo, we ain't fucking leaving, man. You get thrown out. We ain't leaving with you waiting outside."
I hope his wife stayed and made him sit in the car like a fucking idiot.
I hope his wife stayed and then banged John Moxley after the show.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes, we got
I
Vince.
gotta.
Go ahead, Brandon. What are your thoughts on the promo?
I don't think that really could have went better. Honestly, I thought he nailed it. Kept it short. It was only a couple minutes. It's like only thing I drink these days is blood.
Blood,
Good
that
way
was
to
great.
finish it. Fantastic. One of the best promos in the history of that show, in my opinion. I thought it was that good for how short and sweet that it was. Not saying that that's that high of a bar, to be honest, but I thought it was perfect. The only problem is that show's so fucking factioned up that it's like, well, who is deserving of this feud with this guy? Maybe Bryan Danielson, who you see looming at the end of it.
Yeah, we were rewarded with on Rampage. We got Ethan Page versus John Moxley.
Right, but it's like, what the fuck is that?
This
He's just gonna get
hold on.
smoked.
This is something I'm finding out about. Ethan Page has a following very similar to the Tenman, and like people love him, and I don't get it, man. Is it because he's good looking? I mean, Tenman's good looking. Is that the reason why? They
I
stink.
don't think Ethan Page is good looking. He's a little goofy looking, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I guess he's kind of good looking. Well, what am I missing, Chris? What am I missing? Go ahead.
I don't
Let's
know.
talk about Moxley first.
I mean, that promo was great. You know how I feel about John Moxley when he over John Moxley's it. So I'm not going to give him just a pass. Not that it matters what I fucking think, but I'm not going to give him a pass just because he came back from what he came back from, which is a big deal. I'm not shitting on that. I'm like making fun of it, but the promo definitely was good. The I just say blood. That kind of torpedoed the whole fucking promo.
You're
as far as
crazy.
I'm
This is
concerned. It was
amazing.
so silly and
I thought it
dumb,
was
and
great.
the ending was so abrupt. But no, I mean, like, I was into it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not just being contrarian. I thought it was a great promo. I did like the fact that the entire crowd shut up. I did like the fact that somebody got thrown out. But I just I don't get caught up. Like, there's a point of me I get caught up, and then immediately, like, like that's the point where if somebody said that to you or I, we would go, "Oh, I'll drink your blood." I'd be like, oh God, look at this fucking dude. That's the only thing that is just like, it's so.
Ooh, he's a vampire now.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's just, whoa, this guy's
What if
gonna drink
Gangrel
the
shows up next week?
blood. Well, then it'll make all kinds of sense. But no, it was good. And the Ethan Page thing, I made a comment. Remember when I was trying to get people to yell at me on Instagram and they really kind of didn't bite, so I gave up on it. I made a comment on a AEW post with Ethan Page, and it
You're wearing a Ric Flair shirt.
yeah, and all of a sudden I'm talking like him. And I got jumped on.
Yeah,
he's a great wrestler. You don't.
Hold on,
like,
if you're gonna say it, you got to do it in your internet voice of a person commenting because it's always great.
I don't know which one that is.
You just started doing it, then you stopped.
He's a great wrestler, and I love him so much.
Top fan voice.
Top fan voice.
Fan
You are wrong. He is. It was like it wasn't the sentence structure left a lot to be desired. It was something along the line. He is a great wrestler. You're wrong. You're not good. Something like that.
True.
It was just like, okay, you got it. I actually made a comment on a post involving Sammy Guevara.
Oh, something good there?
I'm surprised I didn't get attacked. Like, it's just like.
What did you do?
I was just gonna ask you. Are you still nuking comments?
I think he's like, I just said like this guy. It was a picture of him with his tongue hanging out, about to give somebody Cody Rhodes' finisher, and my comment was, "This guy's a slime ball." And the last time I tried to do it, Instagram sent me a message that said, "Are you sure you want to post this? This is kind of destructive or some shit." And I was like, you know what? They're right. I'm not going to be that guy. I didn't even fucking post it because I knew they would just get rid of it. So why not?
Yeah, Brandon. Last thoughts on this?
Chris, everything you said is right. Like, yeah, it is a little bit over the top and goofy, but that's kind of what this shit is now. That's just how AEW is.
That's John Moxley. People love him.
I love it. I thought it was great.
And
I'm glad he's back.
Yes,
I'm glad he's sober because he looks like fucking 20 pounds lighter, and
yeah,
like he looks younger.
You liked it too, Jim?
Yeah, I loved it. He was like all bloated and for a while there, and then he comes back sober, and now he's like all thin. Amazing what no alcohol does to your body.
Yeah, he like I said,
does to your body.
I'm not going to. I did like it, but when he said, "Oh, I drink now," it's blood, and I was kind of like, oh, it was a little cringy. I loved it, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, let's move on. Orange Cassidy,
like assholes.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody's got one.
Some are bigger than others. Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander versus Adam Cole and Britt Baker. Now, I was a little disappointed this wasn't a full, what do we call them? They're not called mixed tag. Intergender match. But they did get the spots in. I thought this was a lot of fun. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah. I don't know if I was just in a good mood this week or something, but I actually thought this was pretty good for what it was. We talked about this last week, and we're like, hopefully it's either going to be good and that they actually do intergender wrestling, or it's going to be bad because they really don't. And they really didn't, but it was still kind of fucking fun. It doesn't really make much sense to have an intergender match where it's like they can't touch each other, and if they do, it's an accident. It's inherently kind of fucking stupid. But besides that, it was entertaining what they got out of it. So it was like 20 minutes or something. It felt like it was going on for a while.
Right. Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just going to basically repeat what you guys said. So I will tell you this. I mean, I feel the same way about it. I really do. I like the way that they did the slimy tag in and tag out, so they keep switching. Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander had to keep switching up, which was fun. But I'm just going to basically say everything you guys just said. So I will tell you what my wife's review of the match was.
Okay.
And that's Adam Cole needs to do squats because his ass is flat. That's all I can.
Okay.
That's what I got that.
That's a running joke on the internet these days, is that
his skanky butt.
That he has no musculature anymore since he left NXT. Whatever.
Now he's responsible for it. He's like,
now he doesn't have somebody waking him up and doing it with him all the time. Yeah, I thought this was great, man. I thought the ending was good, and we'll talk about what's coming out of it in a minute. CM Punk versus Shawn Spears. Speaking of Shawn Spears, Brandon, thoughts? Is he gone?
He left. He's muted.
Oh, sorry,
hi.
I was laughing. They bring this guy out for this fucking promo last week just to have him do 10 seconds. He gets go to sleep, immediately fucking embarrasses himself. So you won't see him for 6 months. So
I
I
love
thought
it.
this was great, though.
I know that was great. I also like the fact that Spears last week, his promo, we talked about it last week, was like, there's more sides to me than you know. I may be the chairman, but there's different sides to me. And then he just comes in and he gets knocked the fuck out. It was great. I loved it. Unsurprisingly, Bleacher Report did not like this. They only gave it a C+, which is passing, but they were not a fan because I guess they're fans of Sean Spears. We are. This is great. I thought it was great. Got the point across. Chris, thoughts?
I agree with you 100%. I thought this was fucking brilliant. I'm thinking of it like you try to think of it from every angle when we do the podcast, and I don't think there was another way to do it like this. Like this was fucking perfect. Why give him a
10
match?
minutes?
Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
Right? Why? And if we're right, where it's not, it's going to lead into the real story is Wardlow. The real story, I think that's the truth. I think the real story here is Wardlow. The way CM Punk's been in AEW, it's not wouldn't surprise me at all that his purpose, like he would be into doing an entire program against a guy to just have it end up being not about him and have it be about a young guy. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I thought that this was perfect. I don't think they could have done it any better. And he got fucking jobbed, and it was awesome. And end of story.
Yep.
You know,
And isn't it just nice to watch a show where it's like, oh, something different? Like I didn't really expect that to happen just because they never do it. Every time they should go into the spot, you get a 12-minute match where finally the guy that you knew was going to lose the whole time gets distracted or something, and that was the deciding factor. It's like, no,
well,
Chair Dork got smoked in 8 seconds. Fuck him. See you in a couple months.
Dork. That's who he is now. Chair Dork. Yeah, Chris.
do you remember back in the day they used to have ESPN Classic? And then they would have the Instant Classic where there'd be a game on like a Sunday. And then it was so good 3 days later they would play it and it's the Instant Classic. There are a lot of sporting events that happen during the course of a year. And there are very few that ESPN would grab and immediately show 2 days later saying it was an Instant Classic. And one of the things about AEW is that almost every single match that takes place on that fucking show is an Instant Classic. Some guys on the roster, some guys and some women on the roster have to get beat the fuck up sometimes. That's
right.
The way it works. You can't have, we talk about this all the time. We were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, and I completely agree with Brandon. Not every match is a fucking Instant Classic. Some guys go out there and they get fucking smoked, even if they're good. You know, there are teams that go out there that are the best team in the NFL and they lose to a shitbag team 31-7. And you're like, what the fuck just happened here? It happens. And, you know, I mean, that's one of the problems with AEW is that they try to make every fucking match on there an Instant Classic, and it's not really necessary.
Later, Tenman.
Bye.
Rip.
That's what you get for
Chair
ripping
Dork.
LaParca off, you fucking asshole.
Fucking Chair
I hope
Dork.
fucking LaParca breaks
Chair
into his
Dork.
house.
Later,
Eats
Dork.
his
Later.
soul.
Chair Dork.
Chair Dork.
Out. Cody Rhodes. Rumors were that he was going to be in the Royal Rumble. He wasn't going to resign. He was unsigned. People believed it all.
Oh, fucking asshole.
He comes out and he cuts a pretty fucking good promo and then pulls out a gigantic ladder. And where they're going to unify a championship that was been fucking vacated for what, 2 weeks? They have to have a giant ladder match. A lot of good, a lot of badness, but I love the promo. Brandon, thoughts?
I miss this. I went to take a pup, and I looked online. People didn't really like it. I couldn't find a video of it.
They didn't like it. I'm sure they didn't like it.
So, yeah, Bleacher Report said it wasn't
himself,
very good or whatever. So what?
I'm looking at it right now. Bleacher Report only gave it a C+. They don't give it anything. They don't give anything on these shows lower than a C. Yeah, I fucking loved it. Chris, thoughts?
I thought this was brilliant, and I think it's like we were talking about this before that this isn't like, it's almost like the consensus in the fandom thought that Cody Rhodes couldn't see what was happening. Like, we don't like him, but he doesn't know he thinks what he's doing is working and it's not working. Well,
He's
guess
just gonna
what?
keep doing it.
He knows what he's fucking doing, and what he's doing is pissing you the fuck off. And he's going to become, because he even mentioned, why don't I turn heel?
Oh yeah.
He has turned heel. You're just too stupid to fucking see it. Like, he's just because he's acting good, don't mean he's the baby face. So, and I mean, and they got him in the ring against the guy who and is the baby face, and Sammy Guevara, even though I think he's a sleazeball, but still, I mean, the fan base loves him, and that's what makes him a baby face, and end the story,
He he says the line that a lot of wrestlers say, like, "What do you want me to turn? What, when I turn heel, you guys will cheer me? Is that what you want?"
As soon as they do that, he's already done it. He's already done it. You just you don't fucking see it.
I love this. I thought it was great. I'm glad that the AEW dorks didn't like it. That's where the disconnect is. When things start to become interesting and isn't match, then all of a sudden I like it. And when it happened, that the AEW dorks like, no, I don't like it.
I think I hold this akin
so
to
bizarre.
Isn't it weird?
I hold this akin to one of my other favorite could be the one of the in recent memory the biggest and best troll the fucking fans moment in professional wrestling was the Monday night after Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He stood in the ring, he got fucking booed, and then he just said, "This is my house now," and walked away. And they were so fucking mad, and it made me so happy. And he didn't turn heel yet.
Nope.
He still hadn't turned heel. So good. Love it.
Yeah. Love it. Let's move on.
Yeah, it's strange.
Go ahead. Do you have any more thoughts on it?
Nah. It's really fucking weird.
But they didn't like this, I know.
As soon as it's not paint by numbers, it's like, well, that wasn't what was supposed to happen. That's not right. And to Chris's point, he was just saying, like, in real sports, obviously it's not real sports, but in UFC, sometimes a guy that's undefeated gets knocked out in 10 seconds. Crazy shit.
It happens.
Things don't go the way that's supposed to. When you have the ability to make it however you want, it's like they lean more into, oh, this is the way it's supposed to be.
He said, and him using the line that he created. People are talking about the Forbidden Door. I am the Forbidden Door. It was great. It was such a slap in the dorks' faces. I loved it.
I'll have to go back and watch it. I couldn't find it on Twitter.
Yeah,
well, also the best part about it is that everything he said is true.
It is.
So you can't fucking get mad at him. I'm fucking. Cody Rhodes went to he went to a level of like, I love it. I just love it. I don't know if it's him doing it or just the fact that it could be the worst thing, most poorly presented thing ever, but it's pissing those fans off so much that I just gotta love it.
Yeah.
I hope this show starts to go more like that, where they start telling you what you're gonna get instead of trying to lean into what the fanboys expect should happen.
Right. I want more story that's created less by the internet. I don't care what the internet thinks. Fantasy booking is boring. I want my favorites to win. Boo. Am I crazy? They are spelling. Varsity Blondes is spelled without an E. Wrong? Shouldn't it be blondes with an E? Blondies?
Blondes.
I think so, yeah.
An E, correct? Why are they spelled without an E?
Is this just...
This is an AEW thing, I think. Maybe there isn't a Varsity Blondes. Maybe there was a Varsity Blondes wrestler and they have a copyright on it or something. I don't know. Let's move on. Anyway, speaking of Varsity Blondes, they faced the Black Throne, a.k.a. the giant black toilet that Malachi Black and Brody King sit face to face on top of each other, stacked while they shit in basically a squash match where fucking Brian Pillman Jr. looks like such a fucking chump. I love this. This is a good squash match. It actually told a story. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, I completely agree. I hope they move this story along though. I what we all want from this, so I hope that it's not like right now we get it. The Griff Garrison's getting smoked. Let's where are we going? That's how I feel. But it was good.
And Julia Hart's like, don't beat him anymore. She's on their side. She's on the evil guy's side. She's been seduced because she's a pirate now, and she has a pirate patch. Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, so I love this. I'm gonna say after watching this match and what I knew of him coming into it, seeing him before, um, Brody King goes into my list of guys in AEW that I'm excited to watch work.
Yeah, he's fun.
That guy is a fucking monster. He's 300 fucking pounds. He flies all over the fucking place, and he's a complete brawler, but in a believable way. So yeah, I'm really excited that they pulled this guy in. I mean, not that it was a difficult get, but you understand what I mean. It was. I'm excited for this, and then what ended up happening at the end is one of the other wrestlers that I'm always excited about in AEW. If you want to get to
Pac
that.
shows up
Yeah.
and does a promo. Well, he does a job. He does a promo where he's still blind. He never took the rag off his head. He's still blind.
No, he took it off at the end.
Did he take it off? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I think I saw him take it off. At
Yeah,
the
he can
end.
see now.
He can
Oh,
see
he
now.
can see, truly see. So he's going to screw over Penta and join the toilet, the triple stacked sitting on the toilet.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, he was calling him out. We'll see what happens, but it
Yeah,
was. It was.
You can't triple stack, or someone's getting a pile in their lap.
Well, that's what the PP
Dick
bidet's for.
Dick shit
bidet.
pile.
Yeah, the PP bidet. That's a good
bidet.
wrestler name.
I got a pile.
PP bidet
Who?
from France.
Tonight on AEW, we'll find out who is getting the pile of dick shit.
All right,
JR coming up next.
Coming up next, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I work for Paul Boss. And Paul Boss used to have one man's shit on another man's dick, and he would get a check and a ring, and he would.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, God.
hey.
So I like to put some of my barbecue sauce all over that poo poo and that pee pee. And that dick shit, I got dick shit. This new flavor, Jim Rollins barbecue sauce, is dick shit.
God damn.
Let's move on. Lance Archer's back with Sake the Nake. Jake the Nakare. And a way too long squash match that should have been ended like 10 minutes. It was like 20 minutes, this match. Brandon, thoughts?
Jacare, the Snackare. Yeah, I don't have anything on this. Just poor old Frankie Kazarian is getting fired all over the goddamn arena by the Murder Hawk Mountain or whatever he's called. Jake the Snake's back, so hopefully we get something there. You got to tune in every week now just to see if he does something insane. I have a feeling he's going to continue to be involved, but whatever. We know where this is going. Nothing really happened of note in this 25 minutes of Frankie Kazarian getting smoked.
R.I.P. Chris, thoughts?
Have we touched on this before? Like, you're talking about a guy in Sake the Nake that is probably considered, you take these recent years out, considered one of the best promos in the history of professional wrestling. It's almost like he's just so old and out of touch. Like, everything that comes out of his mouth just sounds like shit now. He's always kind of lost. He's like, it's almost like he's like, I've got these points. I'm going to make these points no matter what fucking happens. I'll force them in there. Because, man, like, dude, he talks and I'm like, are you on a different television show than you think you're on? The fuck is going on here? He's using like all these weird old man puns. Like he can't be a doctor. He has no patience. I don't fucking get, like, what you're supposed to be Jake the Snake.
You can't have a triple stack black throne or somebody gonna get shot.
That's exactly what fucking happened. I don't get it, man. But he'll bring us joy.
Yes, he will.
Yes.
Sky Blue comes out because Serena Deeb beat the shit out of Hikaru Shida, fights Serena Deeb, gets a living shit kicked out of her. This match was cool. Brandon, thoughts?
Yep, you nailed it. That was it. It was cool. I don't have too much again on this one. A couple minutes. Serena Deeb's mowing through people, building her up. I think it's a good choice by them.
It is. She's a good heel. Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, that's nailed it. You can move on.
The main event. Sting and Darby Allin versus the Acclaimed. listen. Yo, listen. Yo, listen. Why does he yell at everybody to listen? Acclaimed guy.
That's his.
Yo.
Listen. This was fun.
That's his 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically.
Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, this was fun. I mean, this is like, I don't like the Acclaimed, but this is like the perfect level of exposure to them, and they're leaning into it here, and it works. The little montage at the beginning, like when they had that warehouse match or whatever it was called, I thought was funny. They slammed Darby Allin with that chair, and Anthony Bones is like, "Welcome to the Black Parade, bitch!" And he crushes him. Did you hear him say that?
Yeah, I heard it. It was great.
And Sting, like every time he comes out, I think they've done a good balance of like not overusing him or underusing him. I continue. It's like right in that sweet spot where I'm like, oh shit, he's jumping off of the fucking ramp or wherever he jumped off of. Yeah, Darby Allin comes back. I think we know where this was going. It's a good cable TV main event though. Didn't have a ton of meaning to any bigger plot lines, but it was entertaining 15 minutes.
Chris, thoughts?
So the other two guys in AEW I can think off of the top of my head that are just I get excited about are Sting and Darby Allin. This still works for me. I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, we have no knowledge of this, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Who were the first two?
Pac and now Brody King.
Pac and Brody King. Good.
Yeah, Pac. Sorry, I always say Pac. Anyway, 6 Pac. Yeah, all right. Listen. So anyway, he I wouldn't be surprised if Sting, it has a lot to do with the amount of exposure he has. Where they're like, oh, we want to put you in there. No. Let him do this. And then because he's been around for so long. He knows how to reel it back, give it and take it away, and give it and take it away. Because Sting will get real fast. They keep throwing him out there every fucking week. It'll go to shit really fast. I did but Anthony Bowen's tripping on the scooter.
Yeah, it was good.
Fucking brilliant.
So stupid.
This was a lot of fun. I like the way they work it. I like how they keep Sting in that like unbeatable like golem mode that he's in, where he'll just kind of kick the shit out of everybody. He never really takes too much of a beating unless it's some sort of chair shot or something from behind or something like that. And look, we took a lot of time shitting on the Acclaim, but I think for those, like they're like the Varsity Blondes with no E, as far as I'm concerned. You need those guys, and it's not like they're winning, right? It's not like these guys are going out there and they're really fucking annoying and they're winning. No, you get your payoff every night with them. They come out, they talk shit, they lose, and they lose looking like assholes.
Yeah, they look like idiots
all the time. So that's the way that you have those. So you get satisfied with that. Right. One of the big things that WWE was doing, I think they probably still do it, which is the baby faces lose to the heel that they're going to fight every week. Right. And this way, when the big match comes, you don't give a shit because this guy's already gotten his ass kicked. Babyface A has already kicked heel A's ass so many fucking times that it's not a big deal. And like, these guys, it's like they have these guys that it works in structuring the story where it's like beat the fucking dummies up, right? And then this way you always look good, but you look good beating up other guys and not the dude that you may face later on in a big match, right? Making a baby face look strong, but not making them look strong by beating up, like I just repeated myself because my brain's goop. I'm sorry.
Brandon, final thoughts?
No, I don't even remember what match we were talking about. I was listening to folks and Chris.
All right, so coming out of this.
It's a long fucking day. I'm sorry, guys.
Coming out of this, we get the most important information of the night that Andrade El Idolo has bought he's got 51% of the Hardy family office, but Matt Hardy still has 3 votes on the chair, so he's got 3 votes to 2 to Andrade. But Andrade's all doing this because he needs a way to buy the services of that child that hangs out with Sting.
Oh, it works for him.
Works for Sting.
That works for Sting.
I love Andrade. I think he's great.
So good.
He barely says anything. He's amazing. All right, let's move on to Rampage.
Oh, can I just say?
That made no fucking sense.
It was so
So
stupid.
ridiculous.
No. Hold on.
Yeah.
I did.
You mean listen? Yeah.
Yeah. Listen. What else is? He. This is the way for Matt Hardy to take a powder and disappear.
Yeah.
He's going to get Private Party. He's going to get Private Party to vote Matt Hardy out. Matt Hardy is definitely losing this company.
Right.
And he's going to probably come back destitute. That's what better happen here. Broke ass Matt Hardy will come back.
Matt Hardy.
I love Matt Hardy because you know what, dude? He does not mind looking like a fucking moron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's where I think this is definitely going in that direction.
Matt Hardy spent a year in a terrible British accent.
Awful.
An awful British accent.
And he did it all the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Like
limited to television.
Complete jackass. It was great. Brandon, go.
Yeah, that just snuck by. It was like 90 seconds. You're like, what happened? So now the Andrade Hardy family office, and he's a majority owner, but we don't know of what because Matt Hardy still has the majority ownership of the decision making. It's like, okay.
Well, hold on,
Let's
wait.
see what the fuck happens here.
Wait, he also didn't he lose his Q1 earnings to Adam Page too?
Yeah.
So we're still in Q1, ain't we?
It was
That
Q1
was
of last year,
Q1
wasn't it?
That was
21.
Q1 of
Q1
last year. I thought that
2021.
match happened at the end of the year. I'm sorry.
No.
I don't.
Wait,
Boy, what
also-
a fucking long way Hangman has come. That was 1 year ago. He was battling it for his earnings against Matt Hardy.
Q1 earnings.
Oh my god. All right, so Rampage, couple of matches. We got Trent Beretta versus Nick Jackson. This is fine. Brandon, thoughts?
This show, like, I don't. It's just kind of quietly. Rampage has drifted into like meaninglessness. I think when it first came out, we were excited about it. It was like a nice tight hour. I would say 3 or 4 in a row. I just have a hard time caring about anything that they're doing.
Right. Chris, thoughts?
Well, to Brandon's point, wasn't the first one the CM Punk came out on the first Rampage?
Was that his first reveal?
I think it may have been, yeah. But anyway, I'm with you on that. I fast forwarded this. I had no desire to watch it. Just whatever.
Yeah.
It's not even that I don't like the matches or anything. It's just like, it's just filler. It used to feel like it was push the stories from Wednesday along. It's just like, I mean, Hook comes out. Hook's entertaining. Now there's going to be the Jade Cargill spot every week, which I'm already bored of. Yet the JCE.
JCE.
Trained by JJ Cargill by night.
This gets an A- according to Bleacher.
I just heard what you said.
How about Hook versus Serpentico? I love this. Serpentico is my new favorite jobber. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, they keep bringing him out just when you think that they don't have another jobber back there for Hook to suplex. Here comes Serpentico, and then he gets a twofer. He wouldn't let go of the bell, and QT Marshall gets suplex as well. He doesn't let go of the microphone. He just
it was amazing. That was amazing. He suplexes him and he holds the mic up to his mouth. As he's in midair, he goes, "Oh my god!"
Can we say? I'm going to say it right now that after that, as that was going on, QT Marshall was sliding into my favorite wrestlers category.
Yes,
because he was.
Serpentico doing the streamers and getting the living shit kicked out of him, and then getting all wrapped in the streamers and couldn't get out of them was great. And QT Marshall doing that friggin' suplex with the microphone was amazing.
Yeah, it was great. It was
only gets a
fucking
C
great.
plus. This only got a C plus on.
Well, it didn't have the Young Bucks in it.
No.
I don't know.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Do we know? You look at the Bleacher Report. I don't. Can you figure out have you figured out through your looking at Bleacher Report what this person is a fan of, who he's a fan of? Are there any people that stand out that are like, he always gives these guys a good rating?
Young Bucks, always a good rating.
The elite.
All right. Yeah, all the elite guys.
John Moxley. Yeah, it's all the guys at the top of the card. He calls himself the Doctor, Chris Muller. I don't know if he's actually a doctor though.
The stuff that you're supposed to like.
Yeah. You're not supposed to
now,
like,
what kind of doctor is he? Is he a doctor of style? Because we already had
thugonomics.
We already had one of them. There's
Oh, he
already been
graduated from
multiple of those.
Move on to Jade Cargill in her
Dennis.
first defense against Anna Jay. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I touched on it. This was fine for what it was. Anna Jay is entertaining. Get a little bit of the what do they call it, the Black Order or whatever comes out, the Dark Order.
Dark Order.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's got a new name. Jericho is calling him something. So now we're using all his backstage names that none of the regular humans understand.
Who? What are we talking about? I missed
Budgeman.
something. Oh, Budgeman. Yeah.
Yeah. Jericho was calling him something else. Like some other nickname that they probably call him backstage that, like I said, the rest of the human the fucking
from YouTube.
fucking the humanoids don't understand.
Good
But we're
stuff.
just like, because fucking Jericho. New mic broken.
Chris, thoughts on this match?
Jade Cargill is going to fucking assassinate somebody with that kick. This wasn't it was what it was, but it wasn't good. And I'll tell you right now.
Okay, I thought it was fucking great. I think you're both wrong. I thought this is way better than anything either of these women have done in this company. I think it was way above average, and to say it was shit is just not good. I got to disagree. This was definitely entertaining.
I don't know. The two, neither of them were. No, I agree with you. It was entertaining, but when I look at the two of them, there's this weird thing that I see a lot of. It happens a lot more with women wrestlers than with men, and it's this thing where it's like there's over accentuation of selling offense and defense, and both of them were very guilty of this. They both oversell everything they do, and also somebody needs to sit down.
Wait. What do you mean, women?
When you throw
it happens
punches,
with women and men.
I see it more with women than with men. That's what I'm saying. This over accentuation of especially offense, this winding up and telegraphing and throwing punches where you step back and then you throw a punch and you throw a chop, your head goes back and you whip your hair back and throw the chop. I see it a lot.
Okay. Chris, Brandon, final thoughts?
I don't understand. Was there something wrong with what I just said?
I just completely disagree, but I'm not going to go into it. I don't care. Go ahead. Brandon, thoughts?
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that you focused on it enough to have that opinion. I think that's probably more of the problem here. Is just I gave Jade Carl a lot of chances to like grow on me and wanted to improve through that tournament. I feel like it got to a point where I became interested, and now it's like it's the last match or on the TBS thing, and it's just going to be hard for me to focus. So if you say that, hey, maybe next time I'll keep a better eye on it. But
you're going to have no choice.
It feels a little.
She's going to be on TV every week.
Yeah.
So we all have no choice but to watch her.
Well, hopefully it gets, I mean, that's the fast track to being, because it's not like she don't have a fucking look or a personality. She's awesome at everything else,
Getting better week by week.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. All right, let's look at the Dynamite lineup for this week. This is Beach Break. Beach Break? Bash at the Beach? Which one is this? Beach Break.
I think it's called Beach Break.
Beach Break. Okay. So I'm going to go through this thanks to some website called Last Word on Sports, which always misspells things. First up, CM Punk speaks. Brandon, thoughts?
18 minutes. We're going over under 18 minutes on this.
Who comes out? We'll get it. I guess we get MGF comes out during this. MGF. Chris, thoughts? CM Punk speaking. Thoughts? We'll hear from AEW's world champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, AEW's women's world champion. Thoughts on that? On hearing from her?
Yeah, I can't wait to hear from her. Thanks, Jim.
Oh, here's our first match. Red Velvet versus legit Layla Hirsch.
Oh. Let Red Velvet even taking that bump and taking the armbar.
Chris, thoughts?
Red Velvet taking the bump in the armbar last week.
Yeah, she got beat up.
Like she was going to die.
I know.
Oh, my God. This should be a laugh riot.
Yeah. Trios match.
Those are two fan favorites.
The Inner Circle versus Daniel Garcia and 2.0. Brandon, thoughts? The Inner Circle, what is... Oh, it's a three-way. Okay. So I'm assuming it's Jericho, and Jericho's getting in the ring. Great. And Robin Powerful. versus Daniel Garcia. And Triple H.
Santana and Ortiz have finally started to act like normal human beings and are like,
Yeah.
After 2 years, a little fed up with Chris Jericho for doing absolutely nothing for their careers. So I think that's where we're going with this.
It's like, man, I'm barely on television. I haven't had a single, like, I've had like maybe one title shot. Well, how is this company? How is the Prestige or whatever they're called, the Inner Circle, helping me out? Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, I don't. Didn't we see this already?
I'm sure.
Oh no, it was with Kingston, right?
Yes,
I
it
don't
was with
know.
Kingston.
It's just, it's funny you said that though. You think about it. I don't think they haven't had a tag team, like they haven't really been part of the tag team picture at all.
Right.
I think the last time they were in a big match was the Stadium Stampede, which was Memorial Day weekend of last year. Right. And it's about time Jericho gets his plugs ripped out on national television. That would be lovely.
I wonder if anybody's allowed to touch his hair. Don't touch my hair.
Hey, don't touch my hair.
It's still healing.
That's
You think
all
he took some time
scabs.
out of ring, so he let the plugs set?
Yeah,
They're
all
so
scabbed up.
so not a part of the picture that you even forget that they could be a part of the picture.
Right.
That's how like removed from things they are.
Yeah.
I just don't see how these two guys aren't floating around the top of the tag team picture all the time.
You getting
Because
a little
they're in this-
choked up about that.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
It's very sad that dead presidents guys.
Because they're part of the Inner Circle and they don't do anything. Lights
Jake
out
Hagan's
match.
nowhere.
Adam Cole versus Orange Cassidy. This, I'm assuming, is the main event because it's a lights out match. Brandon, thoughts? They did a promo on the beaches of like Lake Erie.
They were in DC.
Really?
It was the Potomac.
Oh, I thought they were in.
I
Cleveland.
don't know where the fuck they were.
The joke is that they're in Cleveland. I don't know where they are. Maybe they're like.
No, they are. No, it's a good time to bring this up. Beach Blast,
Mhm.
right? Beach Blast. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Beach Blast is
Beach break.
Beach
Baja
Break
Blast.
Let it
when, is Beach Baja Break and Blast is Wednesday, January 26th
It's good. There's a
in
great.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yep. There's a nor'easter
Alright.
coming through soon too.
It just screams beaches.
I love it. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, well, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. After last week, I thought they put together some decent cable TV. I could see these two having some fun in their at Beach Blast in Cleveland. So
Yeah. TNT Championship ladder match. Cody Rhodes, the champ, versus Sammy Guevara, the interim champ. Are we going to have a unification? Is Cody getting 2 belts out of this? Brandon, thoughts?
that's right, unification match. My only hopes for this match is that they somehow get a ladder even larger than the one that they flashed in front of us last week. I hope we get like a 60-foot ladder.
If they aren't putting it together themselves, like Kenta at fucking Wrestle Kingdom, I don't want to watch ladder matches anymore. Chris, thoughts?
That's what I was going to say. If this match isn't bigger than the ladder isn't bigger than the Kenta ladder, then fail.
What are we doing?
What are
Then
we
what are
doing?
we doing here?
But I mean, Cody Rhodes is willing to almost murder himself on national television for no fucking reason on a regular basis. So
Big fan. Burn it up.
definitely somebody almost dying.
I hope they boo him again.
The guy won. The guy won the title, and 2 weeks later, or the next week, he had to wrestle the guy he beat for the title in a rematch and couldn't do it. And they immediately made we need a champ. We can't go 1 week without the guy working.
Right. Like, why do they have to
Rid of
defend every
an
week?
interim champ now.
That's so stupid. I bet you he was supposed to be out longer or something like that. I don't know what happened.
He was like, I own the company.
I'm the EVP.
I'm EVP, and if you don't let me have my championship, I'm going into the Rumble.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's right. Royal Rumble.
Sounds-
Right. Forgot about that.
Sounded
You
just like
watching
him,
that?
didn't it? Did that sound
Brandon,
like
you watching that? You're stoked, right?
I would if it was a Sunday night, I would watch it because that's when I usually am at full dread for the week ahead, and I want like a little bit of the binky, and I'm
Yeah.
like, let me just put WWE on and just like order some cookies and watch this absolute crap. But
We
Saturday
might be
night,
snowed in. We might be snowed in Saturday night. So
really? Okay.
yeah, there's
Maybe.
nor'easter
We'll see.
coming. We'll be snowed in. All right.
Would you guys watch it?
I'm not watching it.
I got 4-wheel drive. I'm going to work and making money.
Johnny Knoxville's going to be in it.
Oh, that's right. Johnny Knoxville's in the Royal Rumble.
That makes me
Bailey
happy.
wins, or I riot.
What
In
are you?
Miami.
What are your feelings on Johnny Knoxville in the Royal Rumble? Because I always feel like my life is better when Johnny Knoxville is out and about. I'm sorry, I love
They
him.
got there's a new Jackass movie.
I know, and
I know it's ridiculous.
I saw the ad for it when he went, "I am Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass." I was just like,
Oh my God, everything's joyous again. We're young again.
yes.
I'm excited for that.
Yes. So am I.
Yeah, should be ridiculous. All right, so we got that. Any other? New Japan had a big COVID outbreak, so they're closed down for the rest of the month.
Nice.
I'll get the Stardom show. Oh, I'm going to be watching Gleek, where I talked about Gleek wrestling. Gleek
Yeah, Gleek.
wrestling. Yeah, I'll be watching. I'll be watching that. That's the same night as the Stardom.
Where do you get it? Where would you find Gleek wrestling?
It's on YouTube for free.
Oh, okay.
I'm on Gleek
Gleek.
on you.
I'll send you the link and maybe
All right.
I'll watch the show and see how it is. I'm sure it's not great, but it's the hot product, man. In Japan, it's the hot product. People love it. That and Noah.
We got
And Stardom. They're the three hot products. New Japan's like, nobody wants to watch this shit.
My fucking Evil's there.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Dick to go. Dick's all over the place getting takeout bags. Who wants to go see that?
we got some stuff. Yeah. God, but
Took a
AEW
second for that
Baja
to set
Blast
in.
We got the
Not-
Baja Blast.
in the Rumble. Gleek wrestling on YouTube. Peacemaker Thursday night. Another episode of Lions Roar coming out. 12
Lions
total
Roar coming out.
episodes. Circle back on that.
You
ended up
did?
finding-
Okay, beauty.
So we got some stuff.
I hope
to
no
talk
one
about.
dies. Someone has died in the New Japan dojo before.
Jesus.
Trini got killed.
Fat
What's
attack.
his name?
It was Power Warrior, wasn't it?
Yeah, Power Warrior dropped him on his head and killed him. True story.
And
Nobody talks about that. They didn't do a Dark Side of the Ring episode on it. That's for sure.
Have a good
They wanted
week.
to
Because
talk
they're not
about Johnny
Canada.
Canine. They wanted to talk about Johnny Canine instead.
Jobbers from fucking Saturday
Cody
Afternoon Wrestling.
Antonio.
How does a man wrestle at this age with his intestines bulging through his stomach wall? This is Dark Side of the Ring.
AAA had a press conference today. They announced that Triple Mania is going to be 3 days, but it's like spread out over the month. The one match is like number one contenders match, and there's like 8 dudes in them, and 5 of them are like over 50.
Dr. Vodka.
It's like, no, he doesn't wrestle anymore. It's Villano. It's like Villano 8. It was the guy that was on AAA back when we were watching in 1993.
Volador.
Volador's still around. Well, he's Volador Jr.
Who else could be in there? Heavy Metal. Guns N'
Heavy
Roses.
Metal. Heavy Metal and Guns N' Roses.
Was that-
Loafer.
Go ahead,
that
Brandon.
Was that this week that they announced Walter's a Nazi now? What's he called?
Right. Yeah. What the fuck's his name?
Gunther.
Gunther.
Gunther Stark.
Yeah, Gunther Stark.
Well, they didn't give him the last name.
U-boat
No, they
commander.
pulled it. They pulled the what's it called? The copyright request. It was there. They're easy to find. You just look them up, and they found it. There's these journalists, quote unquote, that just sit there and look for copyright requests over and over again, see if WWE filed any. They saw it, they exposed them, and then 2 days later it was revoked. Also, Saray is a schoolgirl again.
Jesus Christ.
She's dressed up like a schoolgirl. They got her in schoolgirl. 25 years old. They got her dressed up as schoolgirl. It's good, man. WWE's good stuff, man. You should go back and start watching it every week. That was fun.
Are you going back and listening to his old episodes? I don't think I could do it.
No, I'm not doing that. I wouldn't do that to myself.
I don't listen to
Probably
the
so
new
under-
ones.
Yeah. I have to listen to the ones, or I wouldn't listen to the new ones. All right. Any final thoughts, Brandon?
But you should. But
Everybody
you,
else
the listener,
listening
you should listen to us.
should.
We wouldn't
Listeners should listen
dare.
to all of them. I would dare listen to it. Too embarrassing. Chris, final thoughts.
No, don't think so.
Thanks for joining us this week, and join us here every week at Wrestling is Hard. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard4wrestling. Subscribe and follow. Tell your friends. For Brandon and Chris, I am Jim, and we will be back here next week.